Hello and welcome to From the Rabbi's Bookshelves. I'm Rabbi Elton from the Great Synagogue in Sydney. And our book today is Maaseh Rav, which is an account of the practices of the greatest rabbi of the 18th century, certainly in the world of Ashkenaz in Central and Eastern Europe, Rabbi Eliyahu of Vilna, known as the Vilna Gaon. Gaon means genius or excellency, and today when we refer to the Gaon, the genius, we mean the Vilna Gaon. He was very influential in terms of Jewish study. He wanted to go back to the sources, back to the original text, particularly the Talmud and even the Zohar, our important mystical text, and look at what it directed us to do rather than following contemporary practice. He wrote certain commentaries and notes, but they're very terse and even cryptic, and so people observed the way he lived and what he did, and they wrote it down. And Maaseh Rav is a collection of accounts of the way he would actually conduct himself, particularly in religious matters. Now, we have a concept of lechem mishnah, having 2 loaves as our Shabbos meals and also Yom Tov meals, to commemorate the double portion of manna that fell in the desert on a Friday afternoon and was eaten over Shabbat. But often in our own practice, certainly my practice, we have 2 loaves on the table. We don't necessarily cut or eat from both loaves. We just cut into one, and the second one is only there for symbolic purposes. But that was not the practice, it turns out, of the Vilna Gaon. And Maaseh Rav says this: he would cut into 2 complete loaves. He would actually cut both at the same time. He would also do that at every Shabbos meal, Friday night, Shabbos lunch, Shabbos afternoon, and also on a Chag, also in Yom Tov. Kedas HaRashba, just like the Rashba, an important Spanish authority of the medieval period, also used to do. Nimsa lachol haShabbos kulo shisha chalos, which meant he got through 6 loaves every single Shabbos. Mechaven al pi hazohar. He also had a mystical intention to cut into and eat from all the loaves which were before him on Shabbat. And in fact, upam echad, on one occasion, hayu munachim lafanav kama chalos. Once many loaves were placed before him, he didn't just break into 2. Ubat es kulan. He broke into each one of those loaves and showed his respect and honor for Shabbat by consuming at least some of all of the loaves which were set before him at that Shabbos meal. Thank you for joining.